City's construction sites to the courtrooms. This is Hard Hats and Justice, where real stories of injured workers and their fight for justice come to life. Presented by Gorayeb and Associates PC, standing up for New York's workforce for over 40 years. And now, the host of Hard Hats and Justice, Chris Gorayeb.
A demolition worker is struck by an unsecured wall. A roofer in Queens climbs one story too high without proper protection and falls. A laborer in Manhattan fires a defective nail gun and is sent straight to the hospital emergency room. Different workers, different days, same problem, preventable dangers. And every one of them had the law on their side, but not the protection they deserved. I'm Chris Gorayeb. If you've worked in construction in New York, you already know the truth. It's one of the most dangerous jobs in America. But inside the industry, some jobs and some work sites are far more lethal than others. Today, we're breaking down the most hazardous roles and environments OSHA has identified: demolition, high elevation work, communication towers, confined spaces, defective tools and equipment, and more. Not to scare you, but to arm you. Because when you know the risks, you can demand the protections the law requires. And if you've been injured doing any of these jobs, you may be entitled to significant financial compensation, no matter what your employer tells you. Let's start with demolition. OSHA calls it reverse engineering with additional hazards. That's a polite way of saying everything that can go wrong usually does. And anyone that works in construction and demolition knows that's the truth. You can be burned, crushed, injured by falling debris or falling persons. You can be electrocuted. Most of these risks are preventable, but demolition crews are often pushed to work fast. They're short on manpower. There's not proper safety, planning. If you're on a demolition team and something collapses, falls, or explodes, that's not part of the job. That's a legal failure by whoever runs the site. Let's talk about working at heights. Elevation-related risks. Whether someone is working on a house or a skyscraper, working at a height is the deadliest job in construction. Falls make up nearly 40% of all construction-related deaths in the United States every year. Often, a worker falls because no harness has been provided, or because the scaffold wasn't secured, or guardrails were not in place. Those things in New York State are a violation of something called the New York State Labor Law, Section 240, Sub 1, and which make the owner of a building and the general contractors that work for those owners responsible for accidents involving falls. When someone falls, the law protects that person, not site safety, not the foreman or the superintendent of the job site can tell you the accident was your fault. You should have been more careful. The law is crystal clear. When you are working at a height, you must be provided with fall protection. And if you are not, the law has been violated, and both the owner and general contractor are responsible for those violations. Let's talk about power tools. The law says that all tools and equipment must be safe and in good working order. For instance, a grinder without a guard is a violation of the law. An unguarded table saw is a violation of the law. A defective nail gun. Those are all violations of the law, and the law says that all equipment on a job site must be safe and in good working order. So if you're using one of those tools or piece of equipment that is not in good working order or is unguarded and you are injured, a violation of the law has occurred. And when a violation occurs, again, both the owner and the general contractor are responsible for those violations. which means that you have a case that can be extremely valuable and that you will win. The most dangerous work sites that we often run into or we obtain clients involved in is people working on towers, roofs. One slip and fall, one misstep, one defective railing, a loose OSHA plank can result in devastating injuries and, unfortunately, occasionally death. In fact, just yesterday we settled a case for a family where a gentleman fell 40 feet and died while working on a car dealership. Confined spaces are also dangerous places. There are particular laws regarding those. We are currently representing an individual who, believe it or not, was forced to use a gas-powered power washer in a closed stairwell. Well, you can imagine what happened. The fumes from the gas engine built up in the stairwell and overcame the man. He passed out and then rolled down about 14 stairs, unconscious, and became severely injured. That is a violation of the law, and the owner and general contractor are responsible for maintaining safe work conditions and responsible for the accident that occurred. The law is here to protect you. It is here because construction is an extremely dangerous type of work. It's here to protect you in the environment of the work site. It's here to protect you from gravity-related injuries like falling. And it's here to protect you and make sure that you're provided with safe and operable equipment. When an accident happens on any of these job sites, the law is your shield. When you're rendered injured and you can't work, the law is here to give you back financial security, to protect you and protect your family, to be able to pay your bills, to be able to maintain a roof over your head, to put your children through school. That's the purpose of these laws. The purpose is, number one, to try to prevent accidents, and then number two, to provide compensation to those people who are injured on the job sites. Some workers ask us very often, am I only entitled to workers' compensation? Is there a second case that I can start? The boss says I can't. The boss says it was my fault or my responsibility. The answer is, more often than not, you can bring an action. The first steps is to speak with an expert construction accident attorney. Not all attorneys understand these laws. Most don't. You should call an attorney who knows the labor law and who understands construction. Here at Gorayeb & Associates, we've been doing this work for 39 years. We've represented more than 12,000 construction workers. If you have an accident, call us. We will do everything we can to help you. We'll set you up with workers' compensation, and we'll start an action, a lawsuit, against the owner and the general contractor. Remember, if you or someone you know has been injured on a construction site, call us. Consultation is always free. We don't get paid until you do. This is Chris Gorayeb. This is Hard Hats and Justice. Stay safe out there.
You've been listening to Hard Hats and Justice, where the voices of New York's workers are heard, honored, and defended. Brought to you by Gorayeb & Associates, PC, fighting for the rights of injured workers for more than 40 years. If you or someone you know has been hurt on the job, visit us anytime at Gorayeb.com. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and keep standing up for justice.